And ladies and gents, this is my update on 21st of September, on the day Russia declared partial mobilization. Just want to show you the streets of Moscow. Not too many military patrols or tanks. You know, everything is as it was yesterday. Everything's pretty quiet. I'll be in the center of Moscow in half an hour and I'll show you what it is like there. I also decided to check out the local food court in our Kaleidoscope shopping mall. Maybe we'll see military people rounding up men and taking them to the war in Ukraine. Nah, I don't see any. It's quite active. Everything is as usual, you know. Franklin's Burger is what we have, and some other spots to have fast food. Lebanon House, Cafe Grill. And I'm at Pushkin Square, the middle of Moscow. Let's see if there are protesters or police and cars. Actually, there are two policemen over there, but they're just standing quietly doing nothing. In March, on this side of the street where this little white ladder is, they used to have paddy wagons and everything, and there are a couple of policemen standing there, but that's pretty much it. Everything is quiet. Moscow is not rioting. Putin is not being ousted from power or anything. But later on, when I was editing this video, I got these little clips on my Telegram, so just to be completely objective, I'll show you what's happening in Moscow. It's actually happening. These protests are happening about 5 minutes walk from where I'm sitting. Let me turn on the sound and play you what they're yelling out. Putin в окопы means Putin to the trenches. They want Putin to be in the trenches. Well, what can I say? There are about 200 of them, maybe 300. Very active young people, but, you know, it's a teeny minority of Russians. It is Moscow, so big cities are always in opposition. And some people were arrested and taken into custody. Well, they'll be probably released tomorrow or something. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a horrible repression. Yeah, it's really like I can see this building. This building in the background, this white building is the Ministry of Defense. So yeah, I am in the middle of historical events. But let us briefly unpack what Putin announced this morning on the 21st of September. Partial mobilization, 300,000 people, reservists, to be mobilized in stages, not right at once. As Shoigu said, the Minister of Defense, there are 25 million reservists or reserves in Russia. So it's about a little more than 1% of them to be mobilized. Mostly those who served in the military before or who have some specialized, necessary for the military purposes skills. A question that really concerns a lot of Russians, especially those who have male children over 18 studying in colleges and universities, is whether they will be going to war. No, they will be not going to war. I will show you in a small infographic who is the target of this mobilization. As you can see, there are 3 tiers of reservists. So tier number 1 will be called first, those up to 35 years of age, soldiers, sergeants, NCOs, and Navy NCOs from 45 to 60 years of age, lieutenants, majors, captains, colonels, and second tier is 35 to 45. Again, it's plain soldiers, plain military specialists, I think it's called in the United States. NCOs, sergeants, And the same thing here. And women are in tier 3, women up to 45. But I think the whole thing will touch upon the first tier only. And a bit of social welfare to smooth out the picture. All those called into service will get tax breaks, some medical breaks. They will have access to professional education and some additions to their pensions, old age pensions, and they will be considered veterans as well. So it's a bit of a welfare carrot here. And I decided to use Google Trends just to see how bad young Russians want to, get away from the military. Here is the search request: how to break an arm, meaning how to break an arm to not to go to the military. And if we see this here, the stats for the period for the past 12 months, yeah, we see growth of these requests. In February, of course, understandable, 100 requests was the top. Then it went down, 61, 0 in May. Now it's grown a little in September. But, it's like 21 on 17th of September. Not really a mass, drive to get away from the army. Here's another one: how to avoid conscription. Again, it's not like everyone is looking for ways to avoid conscription. So, I mean, it's pretty much peace and quiet, really, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing major is happening, really.